This is Classic FM.
Alexandre, Classic FM listeners will know a lot of your recent scores particularly. Would you say that, I mean, I know that you did many years work in France before you hit the English-speaking audience. Would you say that Girl with a Pearl Earring was the moment where the English-speaking audience really got to know your scores?
Yes, absolutely. Sadly, I was already over 40 years old, but I wish it would have been before. And to say even more than that, not only it's the first one, but it's the first one I heard on Classic FM one morning having breakfast in the house where I was writing the first of the two Harry Potters. And my toast jumps out of the toaster and I hear Girl with a Pearl Earring, because that's the radio station I listen to when I'm in England. Classic FM, of course. What else?
And what must be, I suppose, must have been strange to start off with, but I'm sure you're used to it now, is that with a background in French films, you then have done a lot of scores for films with rather British storylines. Queen, special relationship, the ghostwriter, about royalty.
King's Speech.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, it's embarrassing.
Is there a way that you approach those movies, these kind of historical British stories, particularly, or is it just like any other job, you look at the picture in front of you?
No, the storyline is always what drives me, the storyline and the way, the point of view that the director has chosen. These are the two elements that I need to grasp. And I've been lucky to work with directors who have a lot of wit, like Stephen Frears, for example. And on that level, we share a good sense of wit and fun, and we like to enjoy, and we like to not make fun, but the way I scored the Queen, for example, the instrumentation that I used. We got rid of our kings and queens a while ago in France. No offense to your royalty, of course, but that's the way it is. Yeah. It's a fact. And so to me, royalty is made of gold and gold on the walls and high ceilings and, like Versailles. And so that's why when I started the Queen, I offered to Stephen to use an instrumentation that would refer to that.
Yes.
And not to today's royalty, which to me, I was disconnected from.
Yes.
So that's the sense of wit or humor that I can bring into my scores that match when I'm doing and actually to my vision when I do a score about British royalty.
What's your process? Some composers like to come in very early on, perhaps read a script, get to know things. I imagine because of your workload, you're not able to do much preparation. What is it that you first see?
Actually, usually I get the script rather early. Not on every project. Like King's Speech was at the last minute. The film was almost completed. But I must say that I do like movies, and that's why I'm writing music for films. And that's why I've chosen to write music for films for a long time. Since I was in my teens, I dreamed of being a film composer. I never dreamed of being a concert composer. Maybe I will be one day, but for the moment, I'm excited by movies. That's what turns me on. So there's no, there's literature, and a script is literature. Still, it's literature for a film, but it's literature. And you can think of many ideas, intellectualize. You can think you've got a great idea that will be obviously genius. And then the film comes along, and you watch it and you think, no, it's awful. That doesn't work. And you have to go to another way, just because the images are the truth.
You've scored two of my favourite films this year, Moonrise Kingdom and La Fille du Puisatier. And in both of your scores there, you had a kind of relationship with another composer or composers. There's a lot of Benjamin Britten in Moonrise Kingdom, and you were adapting some music, some source music for La Fille du Puisatier, the well digger's daughter. Can you just tell me a little bit about that relationship with other people's music that happens to be in those movies?
Well, very early on, there's a movie which I've loved when I was a teenager, which is Fellini's Amarcord, with Nino Rota's score. And in that score, he uses existing tunes, like Stormy Weather and others, and it's just, interwoven with his own music.
Yes.
And so I've always thought that it was cool and it worked really well. And if Nino Rota could do it, I could have the humility to do it myself. So each time I've been presented this type of options, it didn't seem to me something wrong or something frustrating. The idea is to enjoy it and make it something that works and that still has your identity. And so, when there's the Caruso song in La Fille du Pusatier or Benjamin Britten, I mean, and are we talking serious people there?
Yeah.
If it was something really ugly or bad or, some music that would not resonate in me, I understand, but Benjamin Britten, come on.